All right, we're live. The X-Files just went off the air. It's on Saturdays, but I figured, you know what? Let's do it live. Let's do it live. Damn it, let's do it live. Right after the X-Files. And episode 3 plus 1. My God, this was a great episode. I thought it was fan-freaking-tastic episode.
It was tremendous. Oh, my Lord.
To be honest with you, if I did not see written by Chris Carter in the credits, I would have thought this would have been like a Glenn Morgan or Darren Morgan episode, because this is how good it was.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Oh man, I can't wrap my head around it. I think this has to be my struggle 3 out of the water, because this is now next week. We saw the previews for next week, and looks great.
Yes, it does. Next week's looks like a Vince Gilligan type episode.
It does. It's going to be very reminiscent of Mulder and Scully meets the Weremonster. I think that's how it's going to be next week. It's going to be a very comedic episode, and tonight's episode had its laughable moments, even though it was a little bit dark. But let's get down to it and discuss what we just saw. You see this guy, and he sees what appears to be him. The same guy, because we discussed this last week about, it could be some kind of parallel universe where you see your double. It technically wasn't a parallel universe. It was more of these two people having the power of telekinesis each other. The game of Hangman. And for some strange reason, they see their double.
A twin brother and sister is what it was.
Yeah, this brother and sister who can communicate with each other telepathically plays Hangman.
Yeah,
and I just can't wrap my head around this, because this is a damn good episode. It's a classic X-Files episode. This one, I could have seen this episode being made probably in season 4. Maybe in season 5. That's how good it was.
It was tremendous. It starts out, this young kid. He's at a concert. He leaves the concert.
Mm-hmm.
Says he saw himself.
Yeah.
As a wreck. And see, of course, this is one of those things where these people, the only person who sees their own doppelganger is that person.
Mm-hmm.
Sees the doppelganger. That it was most likely, we found out later in the episode, it was merely, it was psychic. It was these two telepathic twins using their psychic powers to give people the suggestion that they were seeing they're seeing their twin or their doppelganger.
Yeah, which is, and then so he sees himself.
So
the car, like you said, his truck, but he's still alive at this point. And then he gets arrested, and then we see a lawyer, which, I guess a Saul Goodman type lawyer. A very, very Saul Goodman like lawyer. And the kid that saw his doppelganger stays alive. He goes to prison, and he sees him again in the jail cell.
Mm-hmm.
The doppelganger, his twin, I guess you can call it his twin, or parallel self, or whatever you want to call it, kills him in the freaking jail cell and hangs him with the handcuffs. He strangles him with strangles him somehow. It's just, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, except I don't think somehow, I don't know if he did it to himself or Maybe he did. I don't know. He may have. Somehow, he may have handcuffed himself and then
No, the cops
managed to
handcuffed him.
hang himself. Yeah, that's right. The cops handcuffed him. That's
Yeah,
right.
they left him handcuffed. Which is weird because they usually take the handcuffs off as soon as you get into the cell.
Yeah, they do. They do. They usually take them off. They don't leave them on. It was very strange.
Yeah,
it was probably the trustee, as it were.
It might, yeah,
Chucky.
possibly.
Interesting nickname for him, too.
Yeah.
Interesting name for him, Chucky.
Yeah, I mean, the guy looks familiar. I think I've seen him before. He might have been in some other shows that I've seen, but he looks strangely familiar, and I'm going to have to look him up and see what's that dude's name.
Yeah. It was pretty bizarre, people claiming to see themselves. And then let's see, eventually they find out about this, this woman, her name is Judith or Judy.
Oh, wait a minute.
And she was an actress, apparently.
So I'm seeing right here, Judy, the woman that played Judy also played Chucky.
That's what I thought. I thought that was a woman. Yeah, I said that's the woman playing a dude.
It's kind of, whoa, yeah. Wow, that's kind of that was a good makeup job. I got to give them credit.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my God. Woman that played Chucky and Judy was Mrs. Peacock from Home.
Mrs. Peacock.
The Peacock family from Home. The inbred family.
Oh! So they brought her back to play another role.
Yeah, they brought her back. Wow, that is awesome.
Been doing that for a long time. They have one actor on,
yeah,
for one episode or maybe two episodes, and then they bring them back as a different character.
Yeah, they did that. Wow, Karen Conoval or Conoval. Anyway, she played Mrs. Peacock. Oh my God, that just blew my mind right there. And she played two roles actually, Chucky and Judy.
Yeah, she did.
Oh man. And she was also she was also a gypsy, not a gypsy, but one of them fortune tellers in another episode of the X-Files. In a movie database. Clyde Bruckman's Final Response as Madame Zelma.
Oh.
But whoa, that I wonder if the people on the X-Files group knew that.
Well, if they didn't know it before, they know it now.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. All right, so continuing on with the episode, very, very Scully skepticism shown in this episode. Highly, I mean, she's flat out saying, "Oh, this is just a mental illness. The dude that saw himself was drinking or on drugs, or whatever."
She was
go ahead.
She was partially correct that it wasn't a thing about evil doppelgangers. She was partially correct where that was concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I mean, so it's interesting, by these two twins spelling out people's names and Hangman, see themselves and then do something horrible to themselves.
Yeah, it's
kill themselves actually.
Yeah, so the way they set it up is that okay, so going with the lawyer, because we saw how it was done with the lawyer. Chucky sees the lawyer in the newspaper, and he circles him. And he's like, okay, this is going to be the dude that's next. And so he writes down the name. Well, he doesn't write down the name. He draws the lines, play actual Hangman. So he draws the lines of the lawyer's name. communicates to his sister, who in return who that name is. So apparently it's more like they're in on it together to do harm to this individual.
Right.
And funny scene with Deloria. I love this scene. I love how it was shot, directed, and everything. He goes to his house and he takes all the weapons that he has and harm himself, his belts, his ties, his whatever. And he goes downstairs and he has his ties and belts in his hand. He just drops them because then you see this wide shot of all these samurai swords that he has. It was just hilarious.
Well, remember, he told that waitress that, you want to come back and see my sword collection?
Yeah. He does have a sword collection. We thought, he was just being a perv to the woman,
No, but it turned out he wasn't lying. He did have a sword collection.
Have a sword collection. That another great episode. Again, I cannot stress enough how awesome this episode was. But and then before he goes to his house, he's like, the lawyer talks to Mulder. Mulder said, and the lawyer said, "Okay, so what I do?" And Mulder, just sits there for a minute. And said, "Well, stay off the highway." Funny quip like that.
Stay off the interstate.
Yeah, stay off the interstate. It's hilarious. I mean, a really great episode with some dark. It was dark humor, and I love dark humor like that.
It was. I mean, you had Mulder and Scully checking into a suite at a hotel, and like Scully sleeping, also she turns over. There's Mulder. She says, "Mulder, you gotta quit scaring me like this."
To be honest with you, I thought they was going to do the cliche thing with the whole double, and that wasn't going to be actually Mulder behind her, but that was going to be his double. And then at the end of this, and next to the end of the episode, I thought maybe Scully has to kill the fake Mulder. She has to choose which Mulder to kill. I thought they was going to do something like that, but they didn't do that. They did it in a great way.
I like the way they did that cliche. I did like the way they did it.
I did too.
They went. Yeah,
they did.
They went against type. That's what we were initially thinking. We were initially thinking that they were actually going to encounter their doubles, or they were going to encounter to themselves. But the way they did it, the writing on this, Chris Carter did an excellent job with the writing on it.
Well, they did encounter their doubles, but not the way we thought they was going to do it.
It was completely differently. It was done completely differently. I really liked the way they did it.
Yeah.
To me, it was a completely unexpected way for them to do that. And
yeah, it was.
They went against the grain. Like I said, they went against the grain on it.
Yeah. Yeah, go against what the cliche,
it really worked. It was that made a great episode, I thought.
Yeah, it did. Because, next to the climax of the episode, we see Scully drive off. I thought maybe she's going to encounter Mulder, and then there's going to be two Mulders in front of her, and then Scully has to choose which one that has to die. That was my prediction right there, but I was shockingly wrong.
I was thinking something like that myself. I said, how are they going to do this? And the way they did, the way that they actually executed it.
Yeah, so let's talk about the way they executed. So what they did was that Mulder actually does encounter his double. And then, but they do a little fight scene. But then the twins, the brother and sister, turn on each other. Because they turn on each other. And they killed themselves. They did the double. Judy and Chucky, they see their doubles. And their doubles killed them. Spoiler alert. Huge spoiler. Which, and the way I like it was that when they was playing Hangman, it seems like some way or another, they get hanged or their neck gets broken or something.
Yes, exactly.
Like Hangman, yeah. Because I think, I think the lawyer, going back a few scenes, he sees his double has a samurai sword and just like slices his head off, or slices his throat or something. So again, with the whole neck thing, I love that. Love that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well, and like the kid who hung himself, it was a neck thing.
Yeah, yeah. And then we see at the end of the episode, the Chucky and Judy, their necks is all twisted up and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's like we played a live version of Hangman, I guess you can call it.
Yep. Yep. That was amazing. That was just tremendous. And hey, you know, we did see a little bit of extracurricular activity with Mulder and Scully.
Mm-hmm. And so they vaguely end it at they're going to sleep together.
Yeah,
Vaguely.
She says. Then again, it's not outside the realm of extreme possibility. That was great.
It's just funny little quips right there that makes the humor great. And then I love the whole
I know
cuddle scene where Scully is talking about, I wish she had more kids. You know, that's playing into the whole William aspect, and
yes.
And we also saw the interaction between Scully and Judy, as they like to call it, because Judy is sort of schizophrenic, I guess, where she has a double as well. She's got good Judy and bad Judy, the same way with Chucky, good Chucky and bad Chucky. So we see the whole Scully bad Judy scene, and Judy was saying, why would Mulder go for someone like you? Aren't your ovaries dried up? You're too old. And then it comes back full circle where she and Mulder lies down and she says, am I too old? And maybe I should have had more kids. I don't, she's regretting that.
Yeah, that was sort of that was a very touching, very touching scene. I thought, when she was, but it was funny when the two nurses were talking about flinging dookie.
Yeah, flinging poo. So
I thought that's what it was, but it turned out it was some kind of a food product.
Oh, really?
Called dookie. You didn't see the cans, the little cans that the woman that Judy had?
I thought she was, crapping in them cans, and that's what she was doing. But what is dookie? Is that an actual food product?
It may be something they made up. But earlier in the episode, they did show her eating something out of a can marked dookie.
It might have been some kind of, because I was like, okay, they said dookie, kind of Jello or pudding cups, and she's taking the thing and flinging it. I'm like, what? I didn't really I wish they would have been, more, understandable on that. Explain a little bit more on that, because it was kind of vague.
May have been some kind of a pudding food product.
It might be.
Let me see. Because generally, when you think of dookie, you think of poop.
Yeah, unless it was unless they did that as a double entendre.
That's what they did. That's what they did. That's what I think they did. They did that as like a. They did a kind of give it a double meaning. Yeah, I thought that was pretty clever. Because you would assume that, oh my God, she's slinging her shit at people.
Yeah.
Dookie. Let's see. Well, let's see. It's an album by Green Day.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to.
Urban Dictionary. What does dookie mean? Or it's supposed to be poop. Let's see.
It might just be some made up thing they just did as a double entendre.
It could be. Yeah. I think it was like a pudding or something.
And And when you was just talking about that, I thought, okay, maybe it might be a Canadian thing because they shoot the thing up in Canada, and they might have a product that says Dookie for like a pudding or something like that. But it might have been just a
Yeah.
made up product.
Yeah, it might have been. I mean, I don't know if it was or not. I never heard of it. So
Yeah, I've never heard of it. So I'm going to go on a limb and say this was just an inside joke or something that they did,
I
and
think
they just
so.
wrote it in there.
Yeah, I believe that's what it was. I think it was like a. There's different. There's different. What do you call it? Connotation, or there's different definitions for Dookie.
Mm-hmm.
Dookie chain. That's a type of chain they call it. They call it a type of chain, a Dookie. So it doesn't necessarily mean poop all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty interesting. You know what they did with that. I mean, there's even a restaurant called Dookie Chase's Restaurant.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So,
you know,
but it appears to be some kind of made up food product that they made up just for the show.
You know, maybe they can market that.
So
you know,
maybe
Dookie, as seen on the X-Files. You know.
There you go. There you go.
I want to cut.
There's an idea.
Chris Carter. I want a cut of that. You owe me big time for that.
Yeah, but yeah, this was a tremendous episode, yeah. And you know, I did like. Did you notice that when they play at the opener, the truth is out there. The truth is out there. They showed it twice.
They doubled that. Yeah, I noticed that too. That was. Did you rewatch and remember what they said? The thing on there from last week.
No, I haven't had a chance to do that
because it was a pretty long one, and it, you know, just flashed on the screen. I didn't have time to press pause or anything to.
Yeah, I was trying to read it. Well, I mean, I have to watch it on TV, so.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it said. It was a good. It was. Of course, everyone that they have, it ties in with the episode.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was one of the best episodes that I've. This one, I think, it was certainly much better than last week's. That much is certain.
Yeah, last week's was all right. It was good, but this was way better. This was just way, and I hope it. And I hope maybe you know how sometimes in earlier episodes it's like, and it just builds on from there. It's like, oh wow, but.
Next week looks like it's going to be like you mentioned, a very comedic episode.
Yeah.
Not Sasquatch. No. That was
this episode where Mulder is hunting for Bigfoot. We saw in the preview.
Yeah, because they do show in the previews that he's showing a ghillie suit.
Mm-hmm.
Some character named Mr. They. I wonder who that is.
And I love how they did the preview for next week. It was like one of them 50s horror movies opening previews.
Yes, very much like a. It was.
I think they said that Darren Morgan is going to write next week's episode.
Oh. Like I said, to me, I mean, based on the preview, I mean, and I know he doesn't write for the show, but it wasn't very much a Vince Gilligan. It looks like a very Vince Gilligan-esque type episode.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, the feel of it is so Vince Gilligan, and this could have been a great Vince Gilligan episode as well. This one tonight.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
But Chris Carter wrote this. Maybe. Vince Gilligan would have been a great director for this one as well, but I got to give it to who was the director? I think it was like Kevin Hooks. Kevin Hooks directed this episode. did a tremendous job, I thought.
I mean, this was a solid episode from beginning to end. It really was.
Mm-hmm.
It was tremendous. You know, and as far as if I were to rate this episode, I would give it about a 9. 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
It was really great.
Yeah, I have to do that too. I have to give that a 9. It was a good one.
It really was. You know,
so I think we go ahead.
I was going to say, you know, because we're big Breaking Bad fans. There's a series coming up on Pop TV. It's called Let's Get Physical. Jones, Badger.
Oh, sweet. I think I saw a preview for that somewhere.
I was watching Pop TV yesterday, and I saw a preview for it. I said, "That's Badger."
I hope we see Badger again on Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
But let's see. I think we discussed the big points in this episode. This was another standalone episode, so not really of the whole William, except for the whole discussion about Mulder Scully wanting to have another baby. And we didn't even see Skinner in this episode. This is a Skinnerless episode, and maybe they might.
Oh, by the way,
had him right off.
One other little factoid I found out: Better Call Saul is not going to be back until September.
September?
In a while.
They said summer. September.
Well, maybe summer. They may have meant late summer, so maybe like right around. Because first day of fall is not until like the 21st or 22nd. So they may have meant early September.
Because on the previews they said coming summer, and that was
it. As I mentioned, but they didn't say when in the summer though. So.
Let's see here. All right, but I think we covered the big parts in this episode.
Yeah, we did, and I don't think we missed very much, if anything. So
yeah, I don't think so either. Let me scroll through here and see.
I have to say it was an intriguing episode because of the double, aspect. I mean, the possibility of everybody having a doppelganger.
Yeah.
Having lookalikes or whatever.
Yeah, I love the way they did this one. I thought it was great, and yeah, hopefully they keep the ball rolling for the next episode. And the next
they didn't go the cliched.
Yeah.
They did not go the cliched route, which I'm glad. I'm glad that they.
Yeah, we discussed the cliche route of the whole.
They really threw us the curveball, which was it was a good curveball. They threw us a good curveball with this.
Yeah, because I was kind of predicting. I was like, thinking ahead. I was like, okay, maybe Scully's going to go see Mulder. She's going to see both Mulders. She doesn't know which Mulder is which, so she's going to have to shoot one of them. And that's how I thought it was going to be, or maybe the other way around, where. Mulder sees both Scullys. He doesn't know which one's which, so he has to shoot them. But they didn't do that. Chris Carter gave us a good twist. I love the twist. It was a good twist. The whole.
It was a good twist.
Yeah. Turning on each other.
And of course, Mr. Gilligan. Mr. Gilligan is very good at giving twists, like on Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul also.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
Go the same route either. He didn't go the safe route with Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. Yeah,
I love twists. If they do the twists right, I love a good twist. I love a good twist. I love a good
Chris Carter.
But
Chris Carter. For sure.
This one I have to give this a 9. It's good. It's I have to say, out of the 3, I gotta say, number 3 has to be number 1 is going to be +1, cool, and then number 3, this from last week. That's how I
Yeah,
had it in order.
my struggle was a really strong way to start the new season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it was.
Let me see if I can find I see some people watching, so I wonder if they have any. See if they're in the comment section. Todd Johnson commented and said, "I have watched a few discussions of the X-Files from the '90s. I was wondering if this new show takes into the account of things that learn about aliens and space discoveries." Um, having seen every single episode in the new ones too, it does a pretty good job molding the two together, but it's also expanding upon the series that's already set in stone. And with seeing that, and we saw that with episode 1 of this season, My Struggle Part 3, where it's revealed that the cigarette smoking man is actually William's father. And in the episode, My EMRA, your X-File fans know the episode I'm talking about, where the cigarette smoking man kidnaps or abducts Scully, and he somehow impregnates her. Some kind of scientific thing, I guess. Or Chris Carter said he doesn't actually rape her; he just impregnates her somehow. So he must have got his sperm and mixed it with some kind of alien DNA and injected into her or something like that. But it's really expanding upon what the series has already set. And next week, they apparently, we saw in the previews, and there's one episode where, I think I remember the episode, and I think it was Small Potatoes. And I think we saw a little bit of Small Potatoes in episode. Because if you remember in Small Potatoes, the guy can transform into any person. It was written by Vince Gilligan. He can transform to any person. So he transforms into Mulder, Scully's house. And he tries to get her drunk so he can sleep with her. But Scully finds out it wasn't actually Mulder. It was the guy. In the teaser for next week, where Mulder was the fake Mulder, I guess you can say, was crawling on top of Scully, and this other dude enters in at the door. The bald dude with the goatee and the glasses, he enters into the door. They both look. So it seems to me next week's episode is also going to do a flashback episode, or maybe some sort of time travel.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So what is next week's episode titled?
It is called The Lost Art of Forehead Sweat.
You're breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you were breaking up some.
The Lost Art of Forehead Sweat.
The Lost Art of Forehead Sweat. That's the one for next week. Okay.
Yep.
Ha. And does it say who it was written by and directed by?
It's written and directed by Darren Morgan.
Darren Morgan, okay.
He does some of the good episodes, too.
Who wrote... Was he the same writer and director of Mulder and Scully Meet the Weremonster?
Let me check here.
Because it could have the same feel to it, a very Vince Gilligan-esque feel.
Yeah. I think he might have directed Mulder and Scully Meet the Weremonster.
Which I know you and I agree was one of our favorites from season 10.
Yeah, he did in fact direct Mulder and Scully Meet the Weremonster. So yeah, it's going to have that.
That was a tremendous one. That was one of my favorites.
Me too. It was a good standalone episode.
Yeah, it was.
And great Easter eggs throughout the entire episode as well.
Yep. Especially with
there's some. Yeah, go ahead.
Especially with the guy dressing up like Carl Kolchak.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah. Oh man.
So it's going to be the actor.
Darren Morgan.
The actor who played the Weremonster. He's into cryptozoology. He's into that stuff. He's into the the weird stuff.
Who was the guy that played the Were Monster?
Oh, I can't remember what his name is. He's a British actor.
Yeah, he's like a British comedian.
He was so good. Yes, he's a British comedian. Right, yeah.
Rhys Darby.
He was so good.
His name is Rhys Darby.
Rhys Darby, that's him. Yes, yeah. Rhys Darby.
He played Guy Mann.
Guy Mann, yeah, Guy Mann. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that episode again.
Yeah, I have to watch that episode again because it seems like the Darren Morgan episode is, sort of Vince Gilligan-ish, but it's gonna be more. Next week's episode is probably just gonna be just like the Mulder and Scully Meet the Were Monster. It's gonna be that funny, that fast paced, that comedic.
So did you find out that Darren Morgan was the one responsible for Mulder and Scully Meet the Were Monster?
Yeah, Darren Morgan wrote and directed it. So we're going to be in for a good one next week.
Because the preview for next week is very similar. It has a similar feel. Next week definitely has a similar feel to Mulder and Scully Meet the Were Monster, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's going to be the first truly comedic episode of this season.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's going to be the good comedic standalone episode. Now, like I said, this episode tonight has some dark humor in it, but it did. It did. Next week's is going to be just flat out hilarious. You'll probably be dying on the floor laughing.
Oh, I can't wait. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just about a straight comedy, I think. It's going to be very comedic. There'll be a lot of laugh. I'm sure there'll be a lot of laugh out loud moments because there were in Were Monster. There were a lot of laugh out loud moments as well.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs in this episode. So
yeah,
field.
Yep,
and I'm sure we'll probably see some of that. But we watched some UFO videos last week. So Mulder gave me encouraged me to look up a ghost video because he said this video in this episode. So you know what? We're going to watch a countdown of a top 10 scary moments caught on camera. So we're going to take a look at that. Next week's episode, we're going to do Bigfoot videos. We have to do Bigfoot videos.
Yes, because Mulder is going out squatching. He's wearing the ghillie suit. So yeah, we got to do some squatch videos. We got to
exactly. Mulder's going to go out Bigfoot hunting. He's going to. He actually exclaims Sasquatch no, and I guess he finds out maybe Bigfoot isn't real, and he gets mad at that. Or maybe Bigfoot's involved with something. We don't know what's going to happen. The reason why I love the X-Files so much is that it's unpredictable. With The Walking Dead, you can have some sort of way of where they are trying to get to and why they are trying to get there and how they are going to do it. With the X-Files, it's just like, throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it'll stick. It's unpredictable.
Dookie at the wall.
Exactly. Throw Dookie at the wall and hope it will stick. Okay, before we get into the ghost videos, would have been too much if that Dookie hit Scully. Would that have been too much?
I don't know.
Maybe as soon as she turns, like I can picture it. As soon as she turns, you see it fling and it like hits her on the back. As soon as she's walking out the door, would that have been too much?
Or hearing it splat in the back of the head or something.
Yeah, would that have been too much? Or would that have been like?
That's a good question.
Too much, or would that have been just perfect?
That's a good question. I don't know if I can answer that satisfactorily or not. So,
answer. All right, so let's get down to some ghost videos and take a look at them. I haven't watched it yet. This is going to be the first time I watch it. I just searched it and got the thing that first came up. So let's see here.
Cool. Jukin video top 10.
Junkin video.
Make sure you present. Yeah, there you go. Present to everyone. There you go.
There we go. Junkin video. Can we
There you
change
go.
that Junkin to Dookie? Dookie video. I mean, we just have to. All right, so let's see here. Top 10 spooky things. Haunted hotel. Oh, whoa. Okay, so you saw the okay.
Whoa. Something in the ceiling.
Whoa. All right, so the ceiling is like moving. I mean, that can be any explanation. That can be like, some kind of draft or something's up there. So what do you think?
Yeah. Well, I mean, raccoons have been known to get into apartment. I mean, raccoons. I saw something on Animal Planet one time where raccoons were actually in the upper part of an apartment complex.
I'm glad you brought up raccoons because last night before I went to bed, I saw on YouTube, Jim Cornette's talking sense, and he was talking about his raccoon experience.
Oh yeah, I've heard that one.
Great.
He said raccoon got into Castle Cornette. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what the number 9 is. Baby. So you see a baby.
Paranormal baby.
Trying to get out of his crib. Okay, that's got to be CG.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa,
yeah.
Whoa, that was way fast. What the heck? Okay, so the baby's climbing up, and he's standing there. Okay, I'm going to go. This has to be fake. This has got to be fake.
That has to be CGI right there. Yeah.
Okay, went back a little bit too far. Okay, so the baby stands up. Yeah, I don't think a baby can do that.
Oh, no.
And then he just falls down. Wait a minute, the baby disappeared.
Much like fake news, that's fake.
The baby disappeared.
Did you hear the pot shot that was taken at Trump during tonight's
Yes, I did.
episode?
I did. The White House is angry at the FBI, and we might lose our jobs. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of expect that because they're a little bit liberal, but it's it's a little bit funny as well because it's related into today. It's very timely in today's society, but
it's very timely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
it is.
I think that baby disappeared. Looked like it disappeared.
Activity.
All right, baby, one more time. Let me check that baby out.
I thought I saw the baby fall back into the crib, though. I may be wrong about that.
Let me slow the speed down.
I could have sworn I'd seen it fall back into the crib.
All right, so I'm going to slow that thing down because it goes way too fast. All right, so this is where the baby falls.
Yeah, see, it looks like it falls back into the crib. I mean, you see the mobile moving.
Yeah.
Moving, so it appears that.
You think the baby would probably instead of fall back, but it'll get up and it'll start crying or something. But I don't see a baby doing that. Standing on the crib like that.
No baby would do that. A baby would climb over.
Yeah, I don't see a baby standing because I think that baby looks way too young to stand like that.
Yeah. That's obviously CGI, and that one's definitely not real.
Yeah, I'm going to go with CGI and not real on that one.
And the reason that I know that the baby would crawl, would climb over, because my sister did it when she was a baby.
Yeah. I don't see a baby just standing like that. It's too young. All right. So we see a door opening.
Okay.
But we don't see nobody. Whoa.
Oh, now it's moving the covers.
Whoa. That is interesting. Okay. So either A, this is a really good prank. Right, let's go back. So that's when the door opens. And then the covers get pulled off. But then this is what got to me. Is that little orb thing right there. And I know how ghost hunters are like so hyped up on orbs.
Matthew Johnson is hopped up on orbs.
All right, so right here is the little orb thing, or appears to be an orb.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah.
So so as soon as the covers get pulled off, she gets up, and then that's when the orb goes past the camera. Object. You can't see me, but I'm doing quotation marks. Orb-like object.
Yeah. Yeah, which that could be CGI, or it could be just a random orb. It could be CGI. I mean,
dust particle, or
yes,
put on Scully skeptic glasses on right now. Dust particle, or bug, some type of bug.
It's really easy to fake something like that these days.
Yeah.
You can even fake, having the covers pulled down.
Yeah, anybody can get some of that filament string and. Oh, what the heck! All right, let's
it's all about it's all about editing. Whoa, what the hell? It looks like just some kind of a weird toy.
All right, so yeah, okay. So I think this is just a toy, unless toy.
That's great. Toy designed by Jeffrey Dahmer, perhaps, or by Charles Manson. Oh, wait, they're both dead.
Yeah, it's just a toy. I don't think any. It's just a scary moment, I guess. But let's go right here to definitely a ghost.
Definitely a ghost. Yeah.
Yeah.
They see there's a crack and there's some cracks in the ceiling of that house.
There's already cracks in the So, what else do you think is going to happen if there's cracks in the ceiling? Of course, it's going to fall down. Hold up. So yeah. Okay, so I'm not going to say that's paranormal activity right there.
No, if it's an older house, then, and let's say it's under an extreme state of disrepair, yeah, the ceiling's going to fall in.
Yeah, that's definitely not a ghost. See what I did there? Yeah, that's definitely not a ghost.
I mean that could be from years of it could be like water buildup on the roof. That could cause the ceiling to collapse.
Yeah. Now, unless Jesse was upstairs having some of that hydrofluoric acid, trying to get rid of the body. Then maybe,
yeah.
Breaking Bad reference. See, I can do this.
Yeah. Well, we are on the Breaking Bad channel anyway, so.
Todd Johnson asked, "Do you think Fox and Dana will investigate YouTube videos?" That would be a great episode.
That would be good. That would be cool. I would love to see that.
I would love to see that. I would love to see Fox, maybe going on YouTube and searching up ghosts and stuff, and comes across whatever, some sort of. I think that would be a great episode. I hope they might have do this episode this season. I hope they have it. I hope they do that.
It would be very timely, and it would work. That kind of episode would work. Like where they see a YouTube video that they just can't explain.
Mm-hmm.
Mulder sees one. Thinks, wow, what is that? Let's check that out, Scully.
Yeah. Or maybe do something like Facebook Live. They can be like this strange sort of thing that people kills themselves on Facebook Live, and it's like some sort of evil power or something like that. Do something that's like
Yeah.
a viral based episode. I think that'd be great.
Uh huh. Yeah.
That would be a good
That
episode.
would be pretty cool.
All right, so yeah, I'm definitely not a ghost on this one.
No, that's not a ghost. That's just an old house.
Yeah,
with a ceiling that collapses. It collapses. Yeah.
Yeah. It was going to collapse anyway. Cracks in it.
Oh, the cracks. I mean, no question about it. Kitchen spirits.
Kitchen spirits. All right, let's see here. So, okay. So you got paranormal activity going on. I think I've seen this video in
Cabinet door open.
Fact or Fake, Paranormal Files. I think they did.
Yeah, I think they looked at that one.
Yeah, this one.
It's not that it's not difficult to make anything like that either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they brought up the fact of filament, string, wire. What do you want to call it? I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's what it is. I think it's just
because we only see that. All we see is the cabinet door opening and something which appears to be dragged. Looks like it's being dragged across the stove.
And a cup falling.
See.
Yeah,
that too. Fall. I mean, those are things that can be faked pretty easily.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so Satan's Swing. I've actually think Fact and Fake did this one as well. Yeah, they did do this one. I remember the episode.
Here was my thing. First of all, why was the camera shaking all around? See? Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think Fact and Fake did do this one. I remember it. I remember it clearly because they actually went there to the swing set and they tried to recreate it with string and everything, but I forgot what their conclusion was. I cannot for the life of me remember what the conclusion was. Henry, if you can remember, because I'm sure you've seen the episode.
I don't think I saw that one. I think I would remember seeing that episode. Interesting. I mean, you know what? I don't know if it's Satan necessarily, but
yes, it's not Satan. I say, I know what the conclusion was. I know what the conclusion was now. I think it was the wind.
What was it?
Did it?
Yes. I mean, look at the one over. Look at the little thing over on the right hand side.
Yeah.
No.
I think they concluded it was the wind. The swing set was set at some sort of angle, and that when the wind blew, looked like that. Let me go back one more time. I'm going to conclude that's the wind.
Yeah. That's the thing. You shouldn't just look at the swing if you're going to invest. If you're going to look into that, you look at the other objects, the other swing also, see if it's moving.
Yeah.
So
all right. So you have some smart dude in the house. So I'm guessing any good can come out of that. So Polter chair.
Where's the guy?
Oh, that's a woman.
I can't tell because the
boobs. It's a woman.
Okay, so the door opens by itself, and somebody walks in front of the camera, walks over to the door to see if supposed to be Polter chair.
Polter chair, yeah.
Oh, I see. The chair supposedly.
Oh, okay, this is a setup. This got to be a setup.
Setup. Why focus away from it?
All right. So first off, why set up a video if you're going to golf or practice your golf swing in the house? She's a distraction. Girl is a distraction, little eye candy for us guys. She's the distraction while they off pulling a prank. I think this is set up, 100% set up. There goes her boyfriend or husband.
Yep.
And then video cuts off. That's how that thing gets. That's a setup.
It's right after the chair moved. That's when the video cut away.
Yeah, as soon as the chair moved.
Because they didn't want you to see the string that was pulling the chair.
Yeah.
You see the little piece of string pulling the chair.
Oh, did you see the string? Or
yeah, that
you
could
don't have
also
that.
Fishing line.
Yeah, I'm gonna go set up.
Very thin filament. So hair, very thin filament.
Yeah, and don't forget magnets, bitch. Don't forget the big magnets
too.
So I'm gonna go with setup on that one.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a setup.
All right, so number 2, ghost accountant.
Ghost accountant.
All right, so you got a little tab thing there. All right, so you see the little calculator on 0.
And why are they pulling away from it? And then all of a sudden,
okay.
Yeah, that's not suspicious.
Okay.
You notice nothing happened. What happened?
I think I see what happened. Saw what happened. So you see the 0 right there? That 0 is going to disappear.
Take the 0 disappears.
Once the 0 disappear.
Well, how easy or difficult is it to make a 0 disappear on a?
Disappears. And plus, yeah.
And why all of a sudden? Why all of a sudden pull back the camera?
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Yeah.
So the 0 disappeared, then it reappeared. To be honest with you, I think anybody can probably, if they have the right equipment, because this is an old piece of technology. If you have the right stuff with it, you can probably make the thing disappear, then reappear. CG, where you erase the 0 out and then put it back. I'm not going to go with the ghost accountant.
It's an old adding machine. It's an old adding machine, which nobody uses those anymore, hardly.
Yeah. Yeah. The technology looks like outdated compared to the new adding machines.
I mean, yeah, why pull the camera away from it and then all of a sudden focus right back in on it?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, the 0 just disappeared. It's not like it's the things coming at you. I'm going to go with set up on this.
Now, this must be the number 1 video, Spooked.
Spooked. All right, let's see here. Come out at me. It's going to scare the crap out of me. All right, so I have no idea. Oh, you shitting me right now? A guy in a clown costume?
Oh, it's a guy dressed like a clown. Okay.
Okay, I knew something was going to jump out at us. Something's going to jump out at me. I knew something was going to jump out.
It's a person dressed as a clown.
Oh,
it's not a ghost.
God. Okay, first off, it's not a killer clown. It's one of you buddies dressed up as a clown. You guys did this for a video. All right, he doesn't even have a freaking mask on, so why are you scared of him? Oh my God. Todd Johnson Todd Johnson commented and he said,
"What's that?"
Todd Johnson commented and he said, "Do these people have cats? Strings. A string gets caught on something and bam, ghost cat." That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get back to yeah. So basically, if you're new to this, basically what we do is go on YouTube and research some videos and take a look at them if they're like creepy and scary and X-File-ish to the X-Files. And I figured, you know what, let's do a ghost one since Mulder said ghost. Next week we're going to do a Bigfoot video because Mulder is hunting for Bigfoot, and we got to keep up with the theme. We have to keep up with the theme.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, last week's was very much a themed type show. This week's is very much a theme as well. So,
absolutely. All right, so I think that's going to do for us tonight. Great episode. Loved every single bit of it from the beginning to the end. It was a great one. I have to rate it a 9 or a 9.5. Maybe I might stretch it to a 10. But
you know what? I'm going to bump it up to a 9.5.
Yeah, that's how good it was. And plus the revelation that that woman was Mrs. Peacock from Home. Oh man, that was a great revelation. Judy was Mrs. Peacock from Home. Man, because I was like, I kind of recognized her, and I was like, I've seen her somewhere, and then I had to look her up. I looked her up and was like, Mrs. Peacock, what? Man. Let's just say she looks better without the Mrs. Peacock makeup. Jeez. They really uglied her up. Great makeup working home. But that's going to do it for us tonight. Tune in next week. We're going to be live right after the X-Files. Again, usually we do on Saturdays. I figured, you know what, let's bump it to Wednesdays. Do it right after the X-Files. Midnight's coming up.
I like the idea of doing it on Wednesday, like right after the episode, because the episode is fresher in our minds, you see.
Yeah, absolutely. Because on Saturday nights is like, man, what happened? A lot of stuff happened. But we're gonna be live up until the season finale of the X-Files. So yeah, and plus, not only that, the Walking Dead is coming back in February, and that's gonna, sort of combine together, but live every Wednesday night right after X-Files. It's probably going to be like 9:15 or something like that before we get fully up and live.
Yeah.
But God, this is a great episode. Man, it was a great episode. I cannot wait. Next week, I think is going to be even better. It's going to be even better.
Yeah.
And next week's episode is The Lost Art of Forehead Sweat.
The Lost Art of Forehead Sweat. That's a great title.
Written and directed by Darren Morgan.
Yeah.
And then the
same guy who brought us the equally hilarious and great Mulder and Scully Meet the Weremonster.
Now I think he might have did Home too. Back in season 4. Let me check. I gotta check. Season 4, episode 2, Home, was written by, drumroll, Glenn Morgan and James Wong. Wow, I was way off. But I think Glenn Morgan is Darren Morgan's brother.
Yeah, that can't be a coincidence that they both have the same last name.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, but all right. So we're going to go ahead and James, go ahead.
Yeah, James Wong does a good. I was going to say James Wong does a good job too, as far as
he does. He does some good stuff.
And Glenn Morgan, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin Hooks. I mean, we saw his direction in tonight's episode. It was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is tremendous stuff. This was a great episode. Really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. So I think we covered the big parts that's in this episode. Again, it's a standalone episode, so nothing really tied in.
Mm-hmm.
saga. I was predicting that maybe that the since that one has the telekinetic powers and with the brother and everything, I thought maybe she was going to tie in somehow to William, but that did not happen at all. Episode, I loved it. 9.5. That's how
And
I
next
rate
week's,
it.
I think, yeah, next week's, I think is also going to be a standalone episode.
Yeah, next week will be a standalone episode, and looks it's got to be a perfect 10. It's going to be a perfect 10.
I think so. I think it is. It's going to be great.
Yeah. So
once again, I know we keep saying this, but it looks like a very Vince Gilligan-esque episode. And Weremonster, when we reviewed Weremonster, we said it was very Vince Gilligan-esque.
Very
well.
Yeah, because Vince Gilligan did some of the good comedic ones. Small Potatoes really stands out. That was a good comedic one, and crap, Drive was not really comedic. What else did Vince Gilligan? Man, Vince Gilligan wrote like a handful of good comedic episodes, but I cannot think of another one.
Bad
Blood. Yeah, Bad Blood was a good one.
Yeah. It was kind of comedic. It was comedic. It had comedy.
Yeah, the dude. What was the dude from the Sandlot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So so some of the good Vince Gilligan qualities. Even though Vince Gilligan didn't wrote any episodes the past 2 seasons on the revival, it's his presence there. Whether it be a writer. I mean, writing credits. It has a Vince Gilligan presence. I mean, with the wide shots, the long drawn out shots, it's very Vince Gilligan. It's got a Vince Gilligan feel. And I think
Darren Morgan
maybe,
has really taken his cues from Vince Gilligan. That's what I think.
Yeah,
I think he's.
And I think maybe they might be doing that on purpose because Vince Gilligan is not there, so they're probably trying to incorporate some of his style, have that in there.
Yes, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Does not surprise me.
Yeah,
because he wrote some of the best episodes during the original run.
Absolutely. All right. Yeah. I cannot wait. Cannot wait for next week's. But while we wait on next week's, so next week we're going to be live right after the X-Files again, and we'll be watching some Bigfoot videos and see if they're real or not real and do our best judgment. But next week's The Lost Forehead Sweat. The Lost Art of Forehead
Sweat. Yeah.
The Lost Art of Forehead Sweat. And we're going to be
kind of a long title. That's a long title, like Walter's telling you to meet the Weremonster.
It is a long title. But so all we have to do is strap in. The things to look out for next week's episode, I say, is going to be X-File Easter eggs. There's going to be plenty of Easter eggs to look out for.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and end it now. Tune in next week, right after the X-Files. It might be 5 or 10 minutes after the X-Files, but we'll be live right after the X-Files to talk about The Lost Art of Forehead Sweat, written and directed by Darren Morgan. And I'm going to predict my rating for the episode, a perfect 10. I'm going to give it a perfect 10. That's my prediction rating.
Yeah.
On that note, go ahead. On that note, good night, everybody.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
On that note, good night, everybody. We'll see you here next week.